And the topic I came up with this week is letting go of the hopeless struggle. So just let that sink in for a moment, letting go of the hopeless struggle. See what it means for you. Several years ago, a friend of mine, he told me, I realized that all my life I've been dating the same woman, marrying the same woman, quarreling with the same woman, and divorcing the same woman, except that each time she has a different face. And I say that to point out how sometimes you realize you're in a loop. Sometimes, you shake your head. How long have I been doing it this way? It's the idea of banging your head against the wall. The hopeless struggle, whatever it seems to be in your life, most of us do have a sense of that. So take a moment and let that unwind in your mind's eye. There may be memories, stories. There could be images and sound. Sometimes it's like a little video. Thinking about that hopeless struggle. And notice how the body reacts. Whatever you came up with, the body has something to say, usually. Check for any sense of tension, any aching, any reactivity, and especially from the throat to the groin. This is a good time to employ our friend, curiosity. Now, I realized before I start this call that I titled this a little bit deceptively. I said, letting go of the hopeless struggle, but that's not quite what we're going to do this time. In fact, what I'd like you to do, whatever it is that you feel is hopeless and a struggle, can you open yourself even further, just as best you can? Probably not the first thing that you would want to do, but here we are. And then see if you can find that resistance, the inner no. There's often a desire to either hang on, figure something out, make it important, or push it away, reject it. Notice. Even a feeling that I don't like this, even that sense of discomfort, that in itself is a clue. There's a judgment somewhere. There's a good versus bad has been decided. So just notice. Just notice how much resistance you actually have. See if you can welcome resistance. And then, of course, the next step is check and see if it feels personal. This is your weight, your hopelessness, your struggle. And first, let's just go about this the old-fashioned way, shall we? Could you let that go? And would you let that go? When? Okay. So, hopeless struggle. Sometimes it appears in the background of all of our everyday life and decisions. There may be just some circumstance in life which is, well, good example might be a physical problem such as chronic pain, no? That certainly can provide that sense of the helpless struggle. Another, of course, is a habit or a story or a belief which just seems to be stubborn. So just notice what's here for you, and just as best you can, could you allow it, give it space, let it unfold a little further. And don't forget, breathe. It helps things move. Okay, so then check and see if there's any no, any resistance, any wanting this to be different, any wanting to control, any wanting to figure this out. It's all the same thing. Because of course you do. Whatever it is, whatever it seems to be, just notice how much you don't want that. Because why would you? But yet also notice the weight of that resistance. In fact, let's go back and forth a little bit first. Just notice how you feel, right? Notice that sense of hopeless struggle. And then how much you don't want it, the resistance. Struggle, resistance. Struggle, resistance. Struggle, resistance. And then check and see if it feels personal. It often does. Notice how that appears. Notice the body's reactions in particular. Does that feel like it's your story, your problem, your struggle? Sure. So notice that. And when you're ready, let's take a different approach now. Is that you? Is that any of it? Are you those thoughts? Are you those sensations in the body? The easiest test is this: can you control thoughts? Or do they simply come and go as they please? Can you control what's being felt in the body, or does it last forever? Doesn't it just shift and change? Do you have any say in that? How could that be you, actually? What if you were that which is aware? So rest as that which is aware as best you can, and notice how that feels. And some of you may have a solid sense of that. Just notice how it feels to be solidly resting as awareness. Is awareness affected by any of this? But yeah, some of us also still feel there's some problem still, there's some me. And that's okay too. So just notice what's here. And could that be allowed just for now? Time check. It feels like a good time to stop.